I guess I have to have anti-micro controller mapping thing, like the app, actually actively open for this to work. That's not how it used to be. I've just spent the past like 20 minutes trying to get my controller, or Jaleesa's controller, to work with Mixolumia here, so that I can play a little bit of Mixolumia. So I'm a little bit tense now, a little bit frustrated, because it's very difficult to get it to work. I kept on, now it's working. I didn't change anything except for that I reopened the program, which I don't even understand why it reset my controller settings in the first place. It's so silly. Atti, and there we go. So I like playing with my drop preview pretty pale. I like the calm setting. There's another one that I like too. Which one is it? I feel like It Is Written would obviously fit me. That's too bright. Dimitri would suit me. Pico Light seems okay. Obviously this will be fun. Maybe I'll try it with this today. It just seems a little bit bright. Next block, upper left. Yeah, that seems fine. Move speed default. What are the options? Slick and sticky. Interesting. Board shake on. Bloom, yes. Ripple on. Particles on. Flashing on. Precise timer off. Full screen. Okay. Ooh. And why? Oh, because I turned full screen off. I'm so dumb. Back. Okay. Alright. I'm usually playing the calm color, so this is new to me. I have been playing a bit of this, not too much. I really prefer this song. I like this. I'm playing Marathon right now. Usually I try and play Endless, but I like playing on... I did back up from the screen a little bit. I like playing on Marathon with this song because... Oh, oops. Sorry. This will be like a warm-up one. I like playing on this song because on Marathon it gets like big at a certain point. Like it goes all sexy and the bass comes in, and I just wish it did that on Endless mode, because I would prefer Endless mode if it weren't for that. A little frustrating. So I'm still really learning how to do this game, and the way that oops, I'm a little distracted by talking right now. Normally I'm actually better at playing when I'm talking, but I think I'm just a little bit like my all the bad parts of my brain are acting up right now because of how hard it was to set up the controller for this. The way that I work with, so I really love Falling Blocks games. I haven't played that many of them. I call it Lumines, you might call it Luminous, I don't really know how it's supposed to be pronounced. I used to play, I know it's not technically a Falling Blocks game, but I used to play a lot of Pokemon Puzzle Challenge, and that's kind of what got me into the genre, even though it's not really technically part of the genre, I guess, because the blocks don't fall per se, or do they? I don't know. I don't know if that counts or not. And then I like Puyo Puyo, but I haven't played it in a really long time, so I'm really bad at it now. But the way that my brain works with all of those types of games is I don't have the ability to critically think about it. My brain shuts down with that kind of thing, similar to how it shuts down if I try and do non-financial math. And so my only hope at getting better is to simply play it. And that's one of the things that I loved about Pokemon Puzzle Challenges. It was the first thing in my life that really taught me that, like, literally all you have to do is do something a bunch, even if you're bad at it, without, like, okay, when I started playing Pokemon Puzzle Challenge, I was like, I have to, I thought that in order to get good, I would have to, like, think about a strategy, like think about, like look at it and figure out, like, consciously what is going on, what does it take to be good at this, what's the strategy here, all that kind of stuff. And what I found is that I wasn't really capable of doing that. I was just too, dumb or whatever. And so I just kept playing anyways, and what I found is that I improved simply by playing without understanding how I was getting better, by which mechanism, what my strategy was. I just started seeing things. I just started having a stronger instinct for things just by playing more. So that's kind of how I play these games, which I think helps me kind of play them in a pretty chill way, which I think is probably a good thing in the long run. So I do start to get like, I do notice things about the game, but it's really like instinctive. It's like I don't actually know if the things I'm noticing that I think might give me an edge in this game are real, or if they're not based on conscious observation. They're based on a sort of subconscious instinct. So here's what is going on for me right now. Oh, whatever. My instinct tells me here. Oh shoot! I forgot to map the buttons for this. I don't actually have an ability to quit, but I don't know what. Hold on. Hey, I am back now. I had to remap my buttons to be able to pause the game, so now I am able to do that. I don't remember what I was saying. I was just playing. I think I was talking about what my instinct was, so let's test it out. Right. I was pausing the game so that I could demonstrate this. So my instinct is that I will perform better if I try and stick to one side. And of course, to make this work, I must also... Is that gonna work? No. I must also occasionally, like give some love to the other side to make sure that it doesn't get too overcrowded over there. But in general, and of course, the tricky thing is that like you want to clear things, but you also, if you clear everything that you can the instant that you can, then you're just not gonna get as high of a score, because the high score comes from combos. So you kind of want to, I think that the reason that this has been kind of working out for me, which may be false hope, but is that it kind of creates this situation where, because I'm just kind of stacking things up on one side, I'm not really paying attention to specifically matching, and then when I match one thing, all these other things just happen to line up sort of synchronistically beyond my control, really. And that's one of the things that I have mixed feelings about this game so far, is that I've personally found it surprisingly easy, not like the easiest thing in the world, but still more easy than I would have thought, to get combos and stuff on accident. I did an experiment where I went into, I can't remember what it's called, intense mode, where it goes on like top speed right away. And instead of like intentionally playing, I just dropped blocks. And then I did a thing where I like dropped blocks, but it was, oh, well, I managed to screw that up somehow. Where I dropped blocks, but I like twisted them once before I dropped them. And I got like 1,500,000 points doing that on intense mode. So that is a little bit disheartening to me personally, although it may have just been a complete fluke. I haven't had that good of a score doing that since. But still, to me, it makes me feel like I have, as a person who doesn't really have the ability to strategize here and just has to kind of go off of instinct, I feel a little bit more like the more I can win by pure RNG, the more I feel like I have no hope to ever actually gain control. But I could be totally wrong, and again, this isn't necessarily a complaint about the game. This is a complaint about, or not a complaint, but it's a statement about the way that the game works with me and the sort of brain that I have, because I know that other people are able to analyze what's going on and are able to like do better intentionally. I just don't have the capacity in my noggin for that. So it's really just, the game isn't built for me to understand it, is essentially what I'm saying. So it's not a complaint about the actual game. It's just a lament about mess that up. I'm not really paying, I'm not going up on one side at all right now, so I'm really not paying attention to my actual strategy here. I'm going to try and just continue this game, trying to go up one side, and then maybe I need to switch which side I'm on. And then after that, I'll do one where I just kind of focus on trying to make combos more intentionally, and we'll see the difference. But yeah, this game is really inspiring. I love this genre of game. I call them falling block puzzles. I hear them called block puzzlers sometimes, or Tetris-likes, which bothers me because they really aren't consistently very Tetris-like. It's just that there's falling blocks, you know. Plenty of games have that. Oh, I don't know why I panicked there. Panic is the #1 killer in this type of game for me. Gotta know how to stay calm. And this game does kind of help with that. Playing with the music on this level really helps me because I think it helps me like keep going and hold on and focus a little bit better when I know that dreamy bass is gonna come in eventually. Oh, big triangle! That's my favorite shape. That's my favorite shape to clear. Yeah, so another thing that I'm trying to do right now as I'm learning this game is I'm trying to see if I can start to notice like what shapes are gonna clear. It's been a little bit hard for me to figure out, not because it's hard to observe, but because it's kind of defied my expectations a few times. But I think that's more me just not paying attention. Like, the first time that I saw that combo, I call it a chunky P, cleared, I was surprised. Oh, there's that music, baby. I was surprised because I thought that little tiny, like, how should I put this? Like, if you, there's another thing you can do where you have, like, 3 blocks and then 1 block sticking out of the tail, like a normal L, right? Not the wide L, but it's like a normal L. And if you do that, then it like I just did it just there. It doesn't clear the little nubbin that comes off; it just clears the 3, which of course makes sense because 3 in a row is, you know, the thing to clear, and in the other direction it was only 2 in a row, and so of course it didn't clear. And I'm not stupid enough to. Well, here I'll just say it. So when I saw the big chunky P clear for the first time, I messed up there. I'm starting to stop paying attention or mess up. I was surprised, yay, because it had a little nubbin coming off of it, just like that L shape, and I was like, why did the nubbin clear too? Of course, the answer to that is pretty obvious once you think about it. In the big P's case, that nubbin is the end of a 3 block, or a line of 3, so it doesn't actually break any rules whatsoever. But when you're thinking about the game purely instinctively, like me, you get tripped up by things that would otherwise make sense, because you're not actually thinking. Okay, let's actually pay attention here and see if we can just focus on. Just straight up, I'm just gonna focus on comboing. I'm not gonna focus on comboing actually. I'm going to focus on just clearing and not focusing on trying to get combos. And you know, if I see a combo that's obvious, I'll try and take it. But in general, I'm just gonna try and keep the board low, which honestly is not the strategy for the beginning. I think that's the strategy for the end. Towards the end, you want to definitely keep the board low, but at the beginning, you can, you know, risk stacking up combos, I think, because you have more time, and you should really be using that time to get the bigger score. I think that the big scoring moments are going to come in the early game, is what my instinct would be, and then towards the end it just becomes survival. That's less the case for Marathon. I'm more talking about Marathon is like I know I just failed, but I was kind of distracted by my thoughts and talking. Typically it's pretty easy for me to get to the end of Marathon. It's endless mode that I want to think about, and endless mode I feel like, yeah, like once it gets to a certain speed, you should be focused more on survival than setting up combos. Of course, that's me at my skill level. I'm sure there are people who will breezily set up combos at top speed in endless. Good for them. don't know if they just have to have practice or if they just have to be smart, but whatever they're doing, I ain't done it. But yeah, I find this game really inspiring because I love this type of game. And, you know, anytime that I love something, my automatic instinct is to want to make it myself. And seeing the kind of, like, getting to see the fact that you can go onto Twitter and, like, see the development of this game on a Twitter thread, which I didn't realize until Jaleesa pointed it out in her video, actually. So thank you for that, Jaleesa. But being able to do that really, you know, kind of like opens up the, it opens up my brain to the possibility that I could do something. And I think the thing that really makes the difference there, the thing that really, big triangle, that really opens my brain up to that idea, makes me more comfortable with the idea, is that, like, I'm not saying that I don't know if the developer of this game had this attitude or not, but I kind of got the sense for myself while watching that development that, like, maybe I should relax, because maybe I should approach the making of a game like this more in the way that I would approach the playing of a game like this, because I've always thought, similar to how I used to think about playing the game, I've always thought that to make a game like this, I would have to understand it intimately. I'd have to understand everything that was possible to do. I'd have to understand I'd have to get to a point where nothing about the game surprised me, where I was a master of it in order to properly develop it. Where I knew, in order for it to be valid for me to choose a certain set of mechanics, it would have to be because I was like some sort of, you know, like because I'd really intentionally designed every aspect of the mechanics, and none of it was sort of organically discovered by me playing, you know, which isn't really how most game dev works. Generally, you do discover things organically by playing, and you try and stay open to surprises, right? Is what I've come to understand as I've learned more and more about game dev. That was sort of accidental. I wanted to clear more than that. And I think that my misunderstanding or potential misunderstanding here comes from the fact that my first type of game like this was Puyo Puyo, because the thing is that in Puyo Puyo there's like a section that you can go to that's like the tutorial mode, and it's just so in depth. Like, it's very clear that the developers, like, all the different like combo strategies you can make in Puyo Puyo is like, it's not like it's stuff that you look up on like the internet or something. It's like in the game, you know. Well, that could have been a lot better. Worked out. It's in the game, in the tutorial section. They have like, and there's so many sections of it. It's just like this super detailed account of like, here's how to perfectly control this game. We know it all. We did it all intentionally, is the kind of message that I picked up from it at the time. Now I don't know if they actually did or not, but anyways, and it made it feel like this was an inaccessible sort of genre for me. I was talking through the bass coming in. Okay. Well, fudge it. Screwing up now. It's about that time. I can't believe that works. Aw, man. Losing it. Can I survive long enough? Aw, man. This is real bad. Yeah, I need some combos. Hello. Give them to me. Ah, screwed that up. That's not what I meant to do. Oh, ah. I just have this automatic like double tap that I do that is not actually always what I want to do, obviously. So, oh, and there I triple tap. Of course, one time I do need double tap. I don't think I'm gonna make it, y'all. Pretty sad. Well, how close was I? What are you trying to get to in Marathon? I think I was pretty freaking close. Yeah, so then I started like brainstorming like all the different like, you know, like maybe like I started thinking like maybe all I need to justify making like or trying to make a game like this is just like a gimmick. You know, I mean, you know, I feel like gimmick sounds like an insult, but I don't mean it as one here. But like a gimmick, like, you know, this is a Falling Box game that's in a diamond shape, like twisted on its side compared to like the usual thing, and like there's something that sets it apart is what I mean when I say gimmick. And maybe I just need to like come up with a fun one of those that intrigues me, and then like just sandbox it, like just mess around with like trying to program that and see what gameplay arises from it, and maybe that's a fun way to make this game. And you know what, maybe in the end a game like that would be like maybe it would be hard to control and unsatisfying and difficult to master, and maybe that's also okay. Maybe it'd be just fun to develop anyways. It spoiled my dot in the middle triangle I was gonna make. The pink dot in the middle. Is the pink dot in the middle the same shape as the blue dot in the middle, just like pink? Because they look so different because it's like negative versus... I guess it is, it's just negative versus positive space, which does make a difference, yeah. Okay, that cleared all of them. I didn't think it was going to clear the nubbin. Guess I wasn't paying attention to something. Okay, not great. Whatever, it's getting a little weird here. Not really paying that close attention, not really doing anything. I think I'm too close to the screen again. X's, yeah. Yay, big shape. Yeah, it's amazing what a difference the like reward of sound does in this type of game. It's really put into contrast by this game for me because I play much more Lumines, and in that game the sound frequently actually actively sabotages me because some of the soundtrack to that is so chaotic and honestly unlistenable. Some of it's good, but like a lot of it is like, what is this? Like, this is, what is this? That game gets weird. So I'm kind of used to playing that game on silent actually, and because it's becomes, some stages just get too chaotic for my brain and I shut down if I listen to the sound. But the sound actually, I think, improves me a little bit, partially because it's calming, but largely because there's a dog in this house? Why is there a dog here? There's a dog upstairs. Hold on. Pause the game for a second. I'll be right back. Oh. Hey, I'm back. I heard that dog barking upstairs, and I remembered that my friends who have a dog and sometimes visit my upstairs neighbor have mail that I have to give them that is at my house, and so I thought maybe that was them. I still don't know if it is, unconfirmed, so I'd have to pause again sometime. Yeah, that's why I paused. Oof, my voice is kind of like weak today. I don't know how much it comes across on here, but level 10 and this low, I feel like I'm doing actually pretty good. Famous last words, of course. That was sort of accidental. I didn't even see that those whites were going to line up. Actually, you know, I say nice, but honestly, there's something so much more satisfying about getting the sequence of sounds than that big bright chord that comes out if you do a bunch all at once. Like, it's just not as... I don't want it as badly. Which is probably intentional, I guess. Oh. And there it was, too. What is the point? That's how we go down here. That was a nail in the coffin moment for me. As a person who I am in the world today, I'm not paying attention anymore. Getting distracted by my past failures. Can't do that. Okay. Oh, shucks. Oh, shucks. Okay. Oh, hey! Not what I meant to do. That'll do. Oh. No, whatever. I can handle it. I can deal with that. Oh, see. I don't understand. Sometimes I feel like it doesn't turn when I tell it to turn. Maybe it's because I'm the controller using or something? I don't know. But it's probably because it does stop, on some level, it does stop stops letting you turn it once it's landed, and I think that when it has landed, it's kind of hard for me to tell or something. I did it. Kind of lost it in the end there, but there it goes. Alright, back to the menu. Let's go back again. Let's go to settings. I'm gonna change back to calm. Dog world. I feel like these are all references, and I really wish I knew what they were references to. Let's try some endless, I guess. So endless is actually better on minimum because it doesn't have the bass that comes in. Okay, sorry about that. I paused for a second because I was once again talking to my upstairs neighbor about the dog. It is the dog. I did hear the dog of the people whose mail I have, but unfortunately they are not here, just their dog is. So I'll catch them later. Alright, what's my strategy here? I feel like endless I have had better luck with stacking up to the side, so I guess I'm gonna mess with that idea again. I don't know why exactly that feels like. Here's what I guess it is. I guess the idea is in my head, not like actually a good idea or anything necessarily, but is that if I stack it up on the sides like this, what I do is I kind of leave these sort of like open half combos along the side, and that if I then properly like slide pieces down, they will connect with the sort of open half combos on the side. It's a really abstract idea. You can tell that I'm dumb when it comes to this thing, probably. I'm purely thinking instinctively. And, you know, it makes me wonder if I made... Whatever, I'm just going to do that. If I made a Falling Blocks puzzle game, would it be like the most, like, bizarre, instinctive, like, weird, hard-to-control RNG nightmare because I don't understand how these games actually work. I just play them. Or would I gain insight into how to play them if I made one? Ooh, interesting thought. I'm actually, you could make me believe that. Yay, that was intentional. I'm not listening to my own goal here of, I got distracted by all those combos. I should be going up the side. Still like having a little bit of control, trying to kind of make things happen a little bit. I mean, if I didn't, you know, couldn't really rely on it working out at all, right? Just leaving it all to chance is no good. So one thing that I do feel fairly confident I can say about this game is that you do not particularly want to clear blocks that are on the edge. You want to clear blocks that are, you want to kind of like always, like that wasn't good. You want to try, like wherever possible, I should be trying to clear blocks that are at least, well, I guess they have to be at least halfway, but like partway underneath other blocks. That's the sort of thing that triggers those beautiful 9 chains. I think 9 is the highest I've gotten personally. Not super confident. I know I have gotten a 9. I don't know if it's my highest though. I could have done that last turn. I didn't. Okay, so see, I let this go on too long, and now it's not, it's not up the, up to one side at all. It's just messy. Also, I still can't wrap my head around how this could possibly be true, but I swear to God, it is consistently easier to play this game on Marathon. Not just to win, because obviously it's easier to win on Marathon than it is on Endless. Endless, you can't exactly win. But I swear it's easier to like get to a higher level faster while having less blocks on the field in Marathon. And I don't know how they could possibly make that the case, but it just feels like it has to be the case. Because that's really consistently been my finding. I don't like this. I don't believe there's any shame in giving up when it comes to this type of game, because well, for me anyways, it's like your confidence is like such a huge part of what makes you good or not good, you know? So if you start losing confidence, it actually is worth it for me to restart, because I will play worse the less confidence I have. You know, maybe the solution to that is to get more confidence, but it's a game, so like, who cares? Restarting it does give me more confidence, okay? I'm acting like I'm defending myself against some straw man, which is ridiculous. This will probably be my last one for a little bit. For the knots. It's going okay, I guess. That was the way it was supposed to be already. It's pretty enjoyable. So one thing that I thought was interesting is, well, actually, you know what? This might just be my Lumens obsession talking, but I got an all clear, like I cleared the entire board the other day. And it didn't even tell me that. It didn't even say like, you got it all clear, or give me any reward or points for that or anything. It wasn't anything special at all. It just happened, and then it stopped happening. And I was kind of surprised, but maybe it's just Lumens that makes a big deal out of all clears. I feel like if I made a game like this, it would, just because, and not just all clears, like anytime you do something like special, like, you know, I mean, like in Lumens, it's the all clear and the single color bonus, like stuff like that. That'd be fun, because it just gives you these kind of, I like them because they give you this kind of like internal, sorry, did I say internal? Internal's not exactly what I mean, is it? It gives you these like secondary gameplay goals. Like, obviously the main goal is to just not have the board fill up and get points, but like but it's fun to like have these little like mini challenges inside the bigger game where you're like okay, you know, for a little bit I'm just gonna focus on trying to get an all clear, and that's like gonna be my new focus for now. And it's fun to have those, like, be able to like switch up your gameplay based on new goals every now and then. I like that. Anyways, so yeah, so the other day I started, you know, thinking like, okay, so what would my gimmick be? And I was shocked to discover how many gimmicks just came to my mind. Like, there's so many different ways you could do this. Like, have you guys heard of this game Weltris? Oh my god, it's like literally an official sequel to Tetris, made by the same person who made Tetris, like the same individual designer guy, but the blocks fall down like 4 sides of like a 3D pit, and the spot where they all fall to is the floor of this pit that you're looking down into from above. It is wild, y'all. And that kind of got me thinking, like, just how many different things you could do, and especially if you like weren't trying to make any particular sense, we're just trying to have fun. That could have been better. So many crazy things you could do. Like, I had ideas of like, what if the shapes were flat, and like what if it looked like there was flat pieces of paper that you were watching come down from above. Oh man, I came up with so many the other day, I don't even remember them all. Some of them are pretty goofy. Some of them were actually kind of solid. And of course I didn't write any of them down. That was a pretty nice big shape. Oh man, I was trying to get that all the way over. Oh, I tapped it. I did that double tap that I do. Bad. Oh. Man, and I fudged that up too. Oh man, I fudged that up too. Here we go. That was the end of it. Oh man. Only 690. I want to get a higher score than that. Obviously. I know I said that would be my last one. Oh, here we go. You know, never is the last one actually, is it? You always want to end on a high note, and then when you have a high note, you want to keep going because you're having fun. Right? That's how these games get you. Seriously though, I don't even know if I'm gonna finish this. I've got other things I want to do with my day. We'll see. I'm just gonna... Maybe I'll just go until I feel like I'm doing terribly. Because right now I'm kind of smoking it. I need to watch more people play this, see if I can notice anything about their gameplay. Although if you know, traditionally I can't tell at all what I'm looking at when I watch better players play these sorts of games. So probably there's no point. Okay. That was a little bit lame. I feel like diamonds are like the big good thing to clear, which is interesting because it looks like from the development thread that originally the game was just about clearing those diamonds. So I guess that makes sense. I feel like they do more than anything, almost more than... I guess technically it should clear a lot more to get the diamond with the block coming off of it, the things I call the chunky P. Oops. But somehow it just feels like I've done something more right when I clear a diamond, just a single diamond. I'm probably imagining it, or maybe the developer liked clearing those, so they put a like big, like, you know, maybe they put some sort of secret subconscious psychological reward for getting that combo, and that's why I think it's better, even though it doesn't actually. I'm not talking about score. I don't think it scores better. I think it clears way better. Like, it clears the way better. I'm pretty sure this is nonsense. The more I talk about it, the more it sounds like nonsense to me. I have a bad habit of setting up those kind of like zigzags like that don't actually, they kind of leave orphan blocks around the place. I don't know what I'm doing. That was probably the worst thing I could do. Not getting a lot of points. Not getting any chains at all. Kinda disappointing gameplay after all. What do I gotta do? I literally think, hold on. I know I'm doing pretty okay, but I literally think you kind of gotta like mess stuff up for yourself in order to be like clearing like chains like that. It's so satisfying when it happens, but it's really, really hard to have a sense that you're controlling it. Or for me. I'm just gonna go to the side. And I need some rule for myself of like when I'm gonna stop going up one side. So right now I can still go to the side. I think once I get to like midway up the wall, I have to like focus on the other side. So let's call it that. We're just gonna really focus on the other side, not the middle. I don't know what I'm doing. Just just following my instincts. That was an imperfect move, but we're just gonna roll with it. And then I guess we're back up, so go back to this side. I don't think I'm doing good. Well, that could have been more. Could have been somebody. Okay, back to this side. Don't know why. It's just telling me to maintain that V shape in the middle. My animal brain is telling me to maintain that V shape in the middle. Okay, back to this side. We're not clearing fast enough. It's like ping-ponging back and forth between the two sides too much. Carve out the middle. Carve out the middle. Carve out the middle. Okay. Not terrible. Not very intentional, but we take what we can get. Alright, one more here. Then we'll go back to this side. Oh. Almost blew it. Almost blew it. What is that? It's a sample that says almost blew it. I can't remember. Some hip hop song. I think it's probably Beastie Boys. Actually. I think it's actually specifically, I know what song it is. It's Live at PJ's. I think they say almost blew it for some reason, and that's all. I'm not sure why. This feels okay, but it's not actually, like, I'm actually really low level and low points and pretty high on the pretty high on the old board here. I'm getting more combos than I had been, but it's really not saying much. So yeah, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This was, and you know, everybody in between. This was me being fairly mediocre at this game, while I try and figure it out. Watch as my mysterious brain attempts to grasp something that I do not understand, in spite of me, and see whether it gets any headway at all. Stay tuned for possibly more of me doing that and the distant hope of possible accidental improvements. Hey, that's enough for now. All right, thanks for watching, y'all. Talk to you later. Bye.